design is nominally part of the product team. So I'm the design team lead, product design team lead. We are hopefully looking to work with a creative team lead, so somebody who's much more on the marketing side. And then I have a senior designer that I work with as well. Because we're a startup, I report to the CEO. So um, there's a very kind of short distance between me and the person above, but it's a big jump. We are both the two designers, so myself and my colleague are product designers, and I appreciate the the safari that is designer job titles can be quite a complicated thing to go down. But to me, a product designer is somebody who is able to incorporate elements of product thinking into the things that we design. So this would mean not just thinking purely, for example, about the user, not just thinking solely about what happens kind of from the point you're handed a project, but potentially being able to involve yourself in some of the business thinking, some of the strategy that exists above that, being able to potentially, manage a squad as well, and manage the output of that squad, and make decisions on prioritization. Um, I think that it is very difficult to describe what a designer does, especially at a startup, because you have to do a lot of everything. Certainly for me, my role encompasses everything from service design to UX design, UI design, potentially working with engineers on front end code, and occasionally, picking up, as I say, some of the responsibilities for managing a squad with, ceremonies, stand ups, that kind of thing. Um, I don't believe that's some sort of magic way of everything should work that way. I think that any kind of designer's role is a reaction to the environment they're working in. And certainly in previous companies where I've worked as a designer with the same job title, there's been a lot more um, tighter focus on design specific tasks, depending on the team that I was in. Um, in terms of the hierarchy, and again, I think this is particular to startups. Um, we don't have we don't have kind of like there's a missing director of design position above me. Um, at the moment, I think it's very much a kind of like the people who work in design are at the levels that they need to be that are appropriate to the needs that design services within the business. Um, so I think that's maybe a bit of a poor answer, but I think that the best bit about being at a startup is the opportunity to kind of grow that role into wherever I think it might want to go. And certainly for anybody else who joins between now and kind of the next year, there's that same kind of trajectory for them. Um, I think when I'm talking about like what could be coming up in the future, I think that's where it starts to get quite interesting about, are we looking at adding more multifunctional designers, so designers who can pick up any kind of part of a problem, or do we start going into specialisms? So do we start looking at, say, much more pure UI designers or service designers? And again, I think that's very much a reaction to the needs of the business, rather than kind of a direction that I see within the team.